Friends, it's time for the mid-year calm down tag. So this tag was created by Leandra at Leandra the TBR0. I will tag her everywhere. And this is a calmer version of the freak out tag, which is what I needed in my life because I don't want to be getting stressed with my reading this year. I feel like I'm having a really good reading year. I feel like I'm really getting my stride with a balancing reading like new books, library books, trying to deal with my shelf. I'm balancing a lot of different personal challenges, and I just feel like I want to stress myself out of it. I'm having a good time. So we've got 10 questions which are all about reflecting and having fun with our books. So let's start with question number 1, which is about thankfulness and what 2025 has given me thus far. Now, as I said, I'm having a really lovely reading year. I'm really happy with the way that I'm picking my books. I'm not getting through as much of my physical TBR as I would like, but I'm getting through so much more than I would have like last year. And I'm doing so much better at getting like videos uploaded and things. I have quite a busy life, and I gave myself a goal this year of trying to do at least one video a week, um ideally 2 videos a week. And to be honest, it's only been about 3 weeks this year that a video hasn't gone up, so I'm very proud of myself with that. I'm trying to get more comfortable filming like reading vlogs, which I think has started happening. I don't have a very aesthetic home. I have kids that are always making noise everywhere, and I've kind of just had to accept that that is what my vlogs are going to be, because that is the period of our life that we're currently in. And there will be a time when my kids aren't making a racket around me and making a mess with toys everywhere, and possibly I'll look back and miss it. So I'm not gonna let the chaos of my life stop me from sharing my reading journey anymore, which was what had been putting me off for so long. Relaxation, the most relaxing book you've read so far, and that would be Braiding Sweetgrass by Bridget Cameron. I don't have the books in front. I don't have this book in front of me. So this was a really interesting book. It was like a mixture of memoir and history and learning about different plants. In particular, sweetgrass was like the main kind of crux of the story, and it was an indigenous woman, and she was sharing how important sweetgrass is for her community, how it's used in different ways, how it has come in and out of her life. And it was just so calming. Like reading it was a calming experience. I listened to it as an audio, and it was narrated by the author, which made it even better. And it made me really want to like experience things with my children more out in nature. We've really got out of the habit of being outside and enjoying the world. So we've got back into checking on our bug hotels, like actually looking around when we go for our walks, and it's made me really want to try and grow. I've always wanted to grow like vegetables and things, and I've never done it because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't trust myself to maintain it. But I figured, do you know what? It's worth a try, and it's something that's important for my children to see as well. So that's going to be like a project that we're going to be trying, and that was all inspired thanks to this book. And yeah, just reading it was such a lovely experience. I really want to get a copy of the book just so I can dive in to whatever chapter I think at that moment would be helpful or good to read. And then Hydration, a book that I needed. And for me, this was Welcome to the Hanangdong Bookshop. This is such a calm book as well. This was almost my answer for the previous question. And it's very much, I have been very kind of stressed and overwhelmed with job hunting and things. For those of you who don't know, I primarily am a social media manager and like digital marketer, and I've been trying to pivot into more content creation. And I also pick up domestic cleaning to fill those like financial gaps. So it's all pretty self-employed. And so for a while I was considering looking for a employed job, like an office job or something. And I was getting so stressed with the lack of transparency with businesses, um, stating something was remote, but then when you actually get to it, it's not remote. The part-time hours were exceptionally long, and there's not much flexibility around being able to be a mum and look after your children outside of school hours and stuff. So I was getting really, really overwhelmed, and I wasn't hearing back for any interviews or anything. And I was like, I don't understand, because I've always worked. On paper, I'm actually, and in person, but on paper, I'm a very, very good candidate and I should be getting interviewed. But businesses just can't get past the fact that I've had a few years off with my children. And the Welcome to the Hanongdong Bookshop really made me take a step back and realize this isn't about me at all. It's about how capitalism has been built, and how people see taking time out of work as a negative, and the basically the expectation that a lot of companies or CEOs or whatever have for you to just be a worker robot. And so it really helped me to take a moment to not get so upset with myself, and to really kind of reconsider that maybe, as much as the idea of a very structured and a structured business, structured job, or like knowing how much I will have as a income each month would be very helpful for me, maybe I should continue with where my passion is and with the flexibility which it lies in what I was doing previously with like social media and content creation and stuff. So it just it gave me it allowed me the chance to just take a pause and realize that all of this guilt and like crushing weight that I'm putting on myself is not really needed, and it's very much the society's issues that are doing that. And yeah, I shouldn't feel guilty that I had time off to look after my babies when they were babies. And it was, I was going to say, it's a position that I'm quite privileged I could be in. We couldn't afford it at the time, me and my partner, but we just chose to make it work. So here we are. And yeah, I think it's just a good reminder for everyone that sometimes life can just be taken a little slower, and maybe being the cog in the machine doesn't you put in so much and the output doesn't equal the input. Yeah, it's just your labor that you're giving away, and your youth and your your energy and your strength, and for what kind of thing. This isn't new to anyone. I just needed that reminder, and this book gave me that reminder. Next is Nourishment, a book that energized me, and for me that was The Will of the Many by James Islington. So this, I desperately wanted to read this, and I was so nervous. I thought, what about if I don't like it? And also it's a chunky boy, and I've been nervous about reading the bigger books on my TBR, and this was just such a fun ride, and I really was like, like I wish I'd picked this up sooner, but actually it came along at the right time. I would say that about this year's reads so far. They've come along at the time that they needed to. And this reminded me of how much I really enjoy those larger fantasy series that I can really like. Sorry, I've got a bent page and I'm just trying to straighten it out. That I can really like sink my teeth into, and this was one of them. And this actually has like the same kind of reflections on your labour being abused by those higher up of you, and this very much, maybe that's the theme of my reading this year. And the end of this, I was actually like so gagged, and I cannot wait for the next book. And I think this was just such a thrilling adventure, and it really captured my attention, and it really energized me. It made me like look at the books on my physical TBR that are the larger fantasy books that are making me nervous. It made me look at them with like new eyes, in a new light. I was like, actually, I don't need to be nervous or scared about picking them up, because I'm probably going to enjoy them, and then I'll have a whole world I can join. And if I don't enjoy them, I won't know until I pick it up. And then if I don't enjoy it, I can pass it on to someone that will enjoy it, and that'll give me space to fill my bookshelf with more books I do enjoy. So yeah, I really loved this. I thought it had so many good conversations through it, alongside like the adventure of the story. So I'm quite looking forward to the second book. I'm a little bit sad that it won't come with like a cover that goes alongside this. It will just be those new covers, which I don't like as much as this. I like this one, but yeah, I'm really pleased I finally got around to this, and it was such a delight to read. For familiarity, it's an author I've returned to, and that is Terry Pratchett for me. So I did read Terry Pratchett when I was younger, obviously, and a few years ago I decided I wanted to read Discworld, and I read The Colour of Magic and The Light Fantastic, which is the second one if we do it chronologically of when they were published, which is how I'm reading a Discworld. But I never continued, and honestly I don't think I was in the right headspace. And then I did a spinner wheel for my 100th read of this year. I'm doing the spinner wheel thing just on TikTok, so if you want to see me do a spinner wheel to read my physical TBR down, follow me on TikTok. Let's pick this, and it was picked as my 100th book of the year, which was so exciting because it's actually the perfect book for that. And going into this world was just so fun, and you can see like this time it was the right time for me to be reading this book. And I've been wanting to do a vlog series of reading Discworld in publication order, so this was the great kick I needed to start that. So watch this space. I think I'm going to do it 3 books per episode. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this, and the characters were so fun, and it was just like so low stakes and cozy. This is like cozy fantasy before it was given a name with like Travis Baldry and stuff, and I just absolutely loved it. And the appreciation I have for Terry Pratchett and what he's done for fantasy, especially for younger readers, like these are the stories that I cannot wait to share with my children, and it's just such a delight to finally carve out that time to read these books, and at the right time. It is just the right time for me to be reading this series. So hopefully episode 1 will be coming out in probably end of August, and yeah, I loved this so much. I've got this as well, and it's really inspired me to pick this up soon, because I've had this sitting here for a while and I cannot wait to read it. It's his like unofficial, well no, official biography. So he wrote it in conjunction with Rob Wilkins, and then sadly Terry Pratchett passed, and then Rob Wilkins continued with it, and it's just I cannot wait to read this and really dive into who he was. And I just imagine he is. I think I know about him. He seems like a really cool guy. And yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, so then a healthy risk. So this is reading outside of my comfort zone or a new to me author, and I have one that hits both of those. This year I read all of Ali Hazelwood's books. I read them in a chronological order of publication, and I read them across a couple of months. I do have a vlog coming. I must admit it's taken me forever to edit, but I do have a reading vlog of me reading all of these. And I don't really read contemporary romance. I've only really got into like romantasy really, I would say last year. And this is the first time I've read Ali Hazelwood, and it was the first time I've really kind of devoted time to contemporary romance, and I loved this. You know, there were some books that didn't hit as well as others, but even the ones that didn't hit as well were still enjoyable, and I really enjoy Ali Hazelwood's writing. I appreciate as she's gone through, because I did read them obviously in publication order. I appreciate how she had like a cookie cutter style at the beginning where everything kind of followed the same kind of path or beats, and then I don't know if maybe she got a bit more confident or comfortable, or her publishers gave her a bit more free reign, but then she started trying some new things and like just mixing it up a bit, and I'm really enjoying. I mean, some of them are not, you know, they weren't all hits for me. For instance, her most recent one I wasn't a huge fan of, but I still enjoyed it. So yeah, this really did it for me. I wanted to do a series of trying out romance authors or series to see if they were for me, and Ali Hazelwood was the first episode, and it already was a hit for me. So yeah, it was out of my comfort zone, both genre wise and author wise, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I loved it. And reflections, so changes in my reading taste. Now I have to say romance is definitely the biggest change. I have also noticed that I really want to, I can feel myself really wanting to pick up more sci-fi. I don't really read quite a lot of sci-fi. When I first got back into reading, I did pick up a lot of sci-fi, but I've noticed that not so much now. And I think I don't know, I feel like a little itching for it. So I think that would be really good. I've also, across this year, I've been kind of testing more TBRs again, because when I first got back into reading, or like reading at the level I'm reading now, a few years ago, I tried TBRs and I really struggled. I realised I was more of a mood reader and I'm quite chaotic and disorganised. And this year I seem to have found my stride, and I am doing a little bit more TBR again, and it seems to be going quite well. So I don't know if I've found a way to like hack my diverse brain or whatever, but yeah, I seem to be doing quite well. And like going forward, I would like to try some more, obviously some more romance. Now that I seem to be enjoying that, I need to investigate what I like about romance, or what type of romance I like. I would like to be picking up some more sci-fi, and I would like to pick up some more of my like middle grade and young adult books, because I feel like I've been neglecting them. So that's kind of where I would like to go in the future a little bit more. But overall, I think how my reading is just naturally evolving is just going well. And I have to just say, it's just been a really nice year for reading. I really genuinely feel like all the books that have come my way have been the right books for that time. And I don't think that that's something I could have said has happened any other time previously. And then detox, a book or habit I'm leaving behind. I don't think I really have an answer for this. I think I'm getting quite good at being able to tell if a book's for me or not earlier on. So I mean, I've always been quite an avid DNFer, but I think I'm getting better at noticing a bit earlier on when I should be putting a book down. And overall this year, I've just kind of been a lot more in myself, calmer about stats and stuff like that. So I don't really know if there's anything to leave behind, because I think it got left behind at the beginning of the year. So I'd rather just maintain the what's happening right now, because right now it's going good and I want to maintain that. And then we've got positivity, which is anticipated books or events. And I have 2 anticipated books on my TBR. One's a recent release and one's a back catalogue book. So I've got The Knight and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I'm very much looking forward to this. I love Rachel Gillig's writing. I have so many books on my TBR that are like knights, lady knights and stuff. So I'm very excited to pick this up. It's a duology romance, and I've heard mostly positive things about it. Some people have disliked it, and the dislike has very much seems to fall that the romance is not romancing enough. So the slow burn of it is definitely something that I will enjoy, I think. And this was a recent release. And then the other one, which is one that I've been avoiding because I think I'm going to love it, so I'm nervous to read it in case I don't. That's Babel by R.F. Kuang, and I just really need to read this. I feel like now's the time. So I'm hoping in the next couple of months I'll be picking this up, because I just need it. It's on my summer TBR, so I do need to read it by the end of August. So yeah, I don't know. These are my anticipated ones. It's ones I'm very excited to get to, and I want to get to them soon. They both are on various TBRs for the summer. This is on my summer TBR, and this is on my booked for the summer TBR, which I will link my video for that. And yeah, these 2, and I hope I'll love them. And then finally, looking ahead, so what are my personal goals or plans? And honestly, I think it's just to continue having fun with the challenges I'm signing myself up for. I've signed myself up for so many challenges, like internally, and I've built so many TBRs. I love building TBRs for challenges, but like the following through with the reading of them is usually quite hard. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm not going to be hard on myself about it, and I'm just going to have fun. And if I don't read all the books, it's fine. We had fun, and I did the fun part, which was building the TBR. I'm also going to try the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do again this year. So 2.0 has come out. It actually started on the 7th of July. So yesterday for me currently filming this. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to go into it a lot more relaxed, because with version 1 I went into it very stressed from the beginning and it fell off so quickly, and honestly I wasn't in the right headspace. This year it's going to be a bit more of a relaxed adventure, and we'll see how it goes. And the reminder to myself that that one in particular is not built to be completed. That's why it's the hardest reading challenge. So yeah, I'm just looking at all of these challenges that I've signed up for, or I've built TBRs for, or whatever. It's just fun little things to do, and I just want to continue having fun with them and not finding them to be stress or like anxiety inducing. And if they start to get to that, I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to say, hey, you don't have to do these, they're meant to be fun. So if I'm not having fun anymore, I will stop. And that's my goal going forward. So thank you for joining me for this little quick calm chit chat today. Let me know if you have done this tag, or if you're going to do it. If you have done it, let me know so I can come and see yours, and tell me your favorite read of this year so far. I would love to know. Leave a moth emoji for the knight and a moth. I don't know if there is a moth emoji, a moth or a butterfly or something like that, an insect, in the comments to let me know you were here. And consider liking, subscribing, and I'll see you soon for another video. Thank you, friends. Bye.